MCOC ALBUNDYRULES. Going to do a tour of my main account, but this isn't just a regular account tour. Well, it is definitely a big part of the video, but this is going to be more than that. This is actually in celebration of my 1000th subscriber to the channel, MCOC ALBUNDYRULES. Many people have been asking for another account tour to get kind of a deep dive into my account, and I promised this would be my thank you to everybody for the support. Therefore, I am going to go ahead and do this nice deep dive in my account, as deep as I can consider anyway. Although before I get started, since this is kind of a special edition video, I'll add a little bit of extra stuff too, as much as I can in such a setting. But one thing that was really on my mind when I was contemplating how I wanted to go about this video and 1,000 subscribers, and something was going back to a question I got a few days ago. I was doing a live stream, was doing the Platinum Pool live stream, and in the chat, somebody asked me a question. They asked me, why did I decide to start a YouTube channel? And I have that thought in my head because I remember when I began it and why I began it, and that was my answer because really that's what it was. It was as reference to my mini account was in kind of a smaller, newer account with not too many established players, and they weren't as familiar with many champs, and they would ask about certain champs and would give bad input or they would think ones were bad. And there was one specific time I remember them talking about Invisible Woman. Someone pulled an Invisible Woman, and if you said, "Oh, she's horrible. What a terrible pull. Don't rank her up. Just put her to the side. Never use her." I'm like, no, wait a minute. She's actually really good when used correctly. And I was trying to explain on how to use her, but I was having a hard time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a quick little video, and I'm going to post it for you to see. And but I couldn't get it. I was having a hard time sharing it. So after I did the video, I just made a generic little YouTube, went ahead and plugged it on there, and shared. And that video, and I realized there's an old saying that a picture says 1,000 words. But what about a video? Because the videos have thousands of pictures. Does that make them equal to millions of words? Because that changed all of their opinions on Invisible Woman immediately. Sure, does she take some getting used to? Does she take some skill? Of course she does. Is she trash and worth not using at all because she's not high up on an opinionated tier list? Absolutely not. And therefore, I enjoyed that, and I saw what a difference it made. In fact, a couple of them ranked her up after that to see how to use her. And then it made me think more about I see that a lot in global. I've been global. A lot of you know me from global. I've been chatting global for a long time, and you see people all the time talk about champs. Oh, they're horrible. They're bad. And most of the time, their logic is because they're not high up on an opinionated singular person's possibly biased tier list. And there's several people out there who do tier lists, and they're designed for opinions. But some people take them so seriously they refuse to even look at a champ or give them any possible credibility without trying them. And you got to try them out because everyone can have a little bit of niche or some different style, and nobody knows every single champ flawlessly in this game. I'm sorry, it's just not possible. But so I started thinking, I saw what a big difference that first video did. So I started doing more. Those of you, and thank you to those who've been supporting this channel for so long, saw almost all of my initial videos were underrated champs. Champs that got no love, no credit, and how to use them correctly. Sure, they might not all be OP and top of the line, but way better than just not getting any use whatsoever. And although I still do a lot of those type of videos, it's about trying to help learn how to use champs. Give champs a chance, and that's what's kept me going on this channel. Helping people learn how to play the game. I enjoy helping others. I enjoy helping people progress. I enjoy helping people feel a little bit better about a pull they got that might not be on someone's opinionated list. Sure, they might not like them, they might not have learned them. A lot of people who speak so negatively on some champs have never even played them or don't know how to correctly use them. And that's where I try to help. So, I wanted to share a little bit on that because this is the 1,000th video subscriber, I'm sorry, 1,000 subscriber special edition. And why do I do these videos? Why do I try to help? Just to help enlighten. And I do want to take another moment to thank you for all those who are supporting the channel, who have all of you 1,000 and growing subscribers. It makes a major difference. And especially those of you who've been in and subscribing for such a long time and have been watching the videos and share my videos with others, have shared my channel, recommended my channel to others, watch them, thumbs up, tune in for the live streams. It is so greatly appreciated very much. It's because of each of you that this video as a 1,000 subscriber special edition exists. With that being said, I think I have been rambling on long enough, and I reserve the right to ramble on every once in a while. I will kind of do it. A lot of my videos are kind of quick and to the point, so I won't always get into rambling, but I do like rambling every once in a while. So if I ramble too much, it ain't going to hurt my feelings if you put on mute, but if you enjoy a good story here and there, by all means. With that being said, let's get into why you're all here. I'm going to start off with straight on the meat, and I'm going to dig a lot deeper into other stuff to include my content. I'm going to include titles. I'm going to include my items, resources, rank up gems, awakening gems, all that. Anything I can think of, I'm going to go ahead and show in this special edition account tour. But let's start off right up with the big things. I'm going to start with the 6 stars. It's been several months since I did any account tours, so I am going to highlight any new rank ups that come to mind off the top of my head, or any new polls that come to mind off the top of my head. To make it easier, I'm going to go by class. I'm going to start with 6 stars. So I'm going to start with Science 6 stars. As we see, I don't have a whole lot of Science 6 stars. And the first thing I'm looking at, first time I really looked at that Abomination Immortal picture is kind of creepy. I've heard people laughing at him, but they ain't joking, are they? Ugh. Alrighty. So that has to be the first thing we look at. Anyway, so let's look at, so no changes. See, actually, Electro might be a new pull since my last account tour, but so nothing too fancy here. I do have this Human Torch at R2, one I have had for a while now, and one that got me through my Abyss 100% heavily on several paths. Let's go on to skill, where I have a lot more skill than science. On here, I don't believe any new changes exist to these items as well. Night Thrasher would be my newest of these 6 stars, but I have had them for a little bit time now, so don't believe that would be new. Over here, some of the newest additions include Beast, who was one of my Abyss 100% pulls. And if you haven't seen that Abyss 100% completion exploration video, my pulls, that was probably my best pull out of them. So it was not a great batch. But I got Beast out of there. Another the big change in here would be my Magneto. He is somebody who I have not only R2'd but also R3'd since my last account tour. It is kind of funny that his rating is so close to the R2 Emma right there. However, his rating ain't very high, but he is amazing. So he's my go-to right now. He is an absolute amazing champ. If you're not familiar with him, some people try to say he's overrated. I say they haven't used him, or they're just being biased over some other champ, because he is insane. And no, he's not only good against metal champs. I use him against non-metal champs all the time and do hundreds of thousands of damage on those non-metal champs. I have several videos on my channel, including a 4-minute tutorial and part of my 4-minute tutorial series on how to use them. I recommend checking it out, but don't believe everybody's niche, overrated stuff. Check my videos, learn how to use them, then try for yourself. Once again, a big part of my channel is learn how to use somebody, and then give them a see if you like them, and do what you want from there. There is no right or wrong answer to rank ups and all that. It's what you like. But as long as you know, use a informed decision on that, and that's where I try to help. So Magneto is a big one on me right there. Some other changes. King Groot was one of my new polls. I also got him along with Beast in my as part of my 6 stars in my 100% exploration abyss. So again, not great polls there. I've recently pulled a dupe on my Hela. Hela is actually, I enjoy using her, and I do like her dupe ability. I did a video with her recently showing about some of my favorite Invulnerable champs. But the newest addition here is Cole. I actually got him as my Abyss Exploration class selector. I went with Cosmic because there were 4 champs I was interested in on that, and I had a Cosmic Awakening gem. So 9 of those 10 who came up were bad. I mean, really bad. Like King Groot was in there. Pretty much like probably the 9 worst cosmics in the entire game were in my Abyss class selector. Again, if you haven't seen that video, you want to see a good troll, there you go. But thankfully, Cole was up there, and he was one of the ones I wanted. So I love Cole. Got him on my mini account I've been using. People talk about, oh, they complain about his block proficiency. Don't block. Y'all don't block. Bait, do heavy baits, especially for those armor breaks. Go ahead and do a variety of things. Um, Bait the specials for a heavy intercept. He's amazing. Highly recommend him. I did use my awakening on him because I had that sitting in my account for 7 months unused, so figured he would be a good use, and I am very happy with that. Use him a lot, and I have R2'd him since. An amazing champ. Enjoy him very much. Moving on to my techs now. Got my Sentinel R2. He's another awaken. Haven't pulled a lot of awakenings. I have my Ghosted R2 unawaken. If I ever get a full T5 tech, I would probably R3 her. I'm about a little more than halfway there. I also have an awakening gem I could use on her. And then I have over here, Diablo was the third of the not great 6 stars I pulled in my Abyss opening. And then I also, as we see, have Sasquatch, who I have recently pulled, and in which I have recently R2'd. Really enjoy my Sasquatch quite a lot. Been playing him. You're probably going to see more videos of him in the near future. He's not awoke, but doesn't really need it. And I have been finding him extremely fun to play, actually. I really like his easy stagger on the heavy. Stagger's a great, fairly underrated thing many champs have. And he's got some pretty dang amazing attack potential ability as well. Now, that is all of my 6 stars. Going to go ahead and go into my 5 stars now. That was a good look at all my 6 stars, one by class. Have a decent amount, but as I've said many times, I'm not going to have as many as some people who spend on the game. I don't spend, as I've said, or very little over very long periods of time, so I don't get all this Cavalier crystals. So get the 6 stars with content and about there. So I'm going to break these down by class as well. We'll speak more about certain ones as see fit. A lot of my regular one is on here. A new one who I've had a lot of requests to do a video on. I put him on a video about unstoppable counters, one of my favorite unstoppable counters right now, but I'm going to do a tutorial on him in the near future. One thing that slowed me down is mine has a low sig, so I can't show his true high damage potential, and I don't have enough sig stones, but I do plan on doing a tutorial on him soon. He is amazing, and see some of his items right there. The shield, talking about the sig, and with every 40 his shield is increased by 1, so I can only get 11 right now. A max can do 15, which does make a pretty good difference as far as his overall ability. But with that being said, I'll be doing a tutorial on him at some point. We'll see some of my other. I have a pretty good set of science champs, including that thing, one of my fairly newer R5s, not too new. Quake, one of my fairly newer R5s as well. And then we'll see Spider-Gwen. I've had a few videos with Spider-Gwen lately. In my opinion, extremely underrated champ. Enjoy using her very much. Got a Red Hulk not too long ago. I was ecstatic about that. That way I can use my Domino Trinity with him in Massacre in Act 6 now, which I had not been able to use until pulling him fairly recently. And we'll see some more of my champs there. Moving on to skill. We will see some of my top champs, some of these main 3. These ones are all at max sig, as we see my Aegon 200. My only champ I use for all 5 paths of Abyss. Every other path I kind of made at least a couple changes on some champ here or there for a variety of reasons. Also, my Blade is a 200 sig. My Fury is not. I've duped him several times. I got him at a 120. Spider-Man Stealthy is someone I'm looking at bringing to R5 in the near future. Probably in my top 2 or 3 to R5 list. Falcon is someone I did a video on yesterday. His amazing buff. I'm very happy with his buff. I think some people have unrealistic expectations or just look at little pieces or people argue that they might be niche. Most of the best champs in the game are niche. I mean, people love Human Torch, extremely niche, and there's several of them. Void, several others like that too. He is, if you're not familiar with how to use him since the buff, I did a tutorial on him yesterday. I highly recommend. I like him very much. The video I was showing was using him on, was doing amazing stuff at only an R3, which made me believe I know I'm going to rank him up. Guaranteed I'll bring him to R4 soon. Good chance I might bring him to R5. He's like cheese for evades or that spry evade node as well. And also someone I'm looking at ranking up in the near future, Ronin probably as well. Killmonger's another one I like. These are some of the ones I've been looking at, just have not been able to get the resource. I've had such good luck for those of you watching my crystal openings lately that I just haven't been able to keep up on rank ups with how many great champs I've been pulling. Domino, we have right here. Got her as my R5 200. And I don't think I'd ever realized she's my only R5 mutant. I think that's the first time I really noticed that. I swear I had more. But I do have some R2 6-stars, including my R3 Magneto, so I haven't brought him to R5 because I got him as the 6-star. R3, we also have Colossus right here. Someone who I'll be bringing up to R5, but I've been waiting because I really feel like he's way better. I don't like playing him without Omega Red, and I don't have a 5 or 6-star Omega Red. So once I pull Omega Red, I guarantee I'll be upgrading Colossus very quick. Namor's a fairly new pull. Going to be upgrading him very soon, but I also got an Awaken I could use on him. Just again, the resources there. And some more of my pulls right there. Go on to Cosmic. Gambit did a video on him yesterday as to with his buff. I really liked his buff as well. Mine is only an R2 and unawoke, so wasn't able to get a real good feel for his total damage potential, but even at R2 I was putting up some serious damage in some areas. Found him really good. Amazing Korg electro counter specifically, a lot more. Again, check out that tutorial video if you haven't already. A very good champ, someone who I will be ranking up in the near future as well for sure, especially eventually if I awaken him, make some differences. Moving on to Cosmic now. Captain Marvel movie, I believe, will be a new one since my last account tour. Got her at R2. Also got her at the Max Sig, which was nice. I've been saving the Cosmics, and they came in handy for her. Amazing champ, really enjoy her. I got her synergy with Nick Fury, which makes a big difference. I got it at R5. We saw him already. I also like her in a Trinity with him and Quake. Really enjoy that. Some of these are champs we've seen in the past. Corvus and Hyperion I've had for a little bit. Some of these other ones I'm kind of looking at of ranking up eventually. Colweeks, I got an R2 6-star of him, so not worried about him. And nothing too much more fancy on my Cosmics. Moving on to Tech. I've had that Spider-Man and Warlock for a little bit now, but we also have Guardian is my newest. Alright, he is Mr. R5. Someone I've been enjoying very much. Pulled him from a featured, had some great featured luck recently. Pulled him from a featured. Shortly after, played with him a little bit, enjoyed him, decided I really like him, and then ironically, I went ahead and decided to use a Awakening Gem on Tech that I had on him that I had had for a while, and ironically, 2 days later, I went ahead and pulled him as a dupe. So it's the second time in the past month or two that's happened to me, which is kind of painful, but so be it. I like him as a champ a lot, so I don't regret it. I also did a 4-minute tutorial on him recently. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already, or if you're interested in this pretty cool champ. So now going on to the Mystics, we see I got my Doom, someone who I used for several paths of the Abyss Exploration. Didn't have him for the first path. Waited till I pulled him, saved the resources, and ranked him right on up. We'll see I got several pretty good Mystics here. Mojo is a fairly new R5 too. I've also recently got Dragon Man from the featured. Got him in all R4. Pulled him in back-to-back featured crystals, or at least 2 in the same batch. For a nice awakening, I got a 4-minute tutorial on him too. Awesome champ, a lot of fun. Sorcerer Supreme is someone, I got a streak of mystics. I had bad mystic luck for a long time. Over the past few months, I pulled like almost all of them as either a 5 or 6-star. and haven't had a chance to get into her much because I pulled so many at once. Sorcerer Supreme is another one I pulled in that batch. So, going to be doing more on them later. I've also got a 5-star Sasquatch who I haven't bothered to use yet because I got him as an R2 6-star. Alright, well, that is my 5. That is all of my 5 stars. No really point in looking at the ones lower than that, since those aren't exactly exciting by any stretch of the imagination. So I know one thing, let me show you something that people always ask me about a ton about, or why do I got so many crystals? Open my crystals, open my crystals. These crystals are nothing fun, alright? I showed some in my recent live stream, people kept asking about them. Don't think these are all like, ooh, 5 stars or something good. These are things I can't open in or the resources are going to expire. Things I'm either stashed in, like arena boosts or cats, or things that just aren't anything too exciting, although I'm going to open these eventually. But 90% of the crystals we see on here are things that most likely contain something that will expire before I can use it, so I haven't got to it. These are nothing fancy. Premium Hero, 4 stars again. Not like I'm holding out on y'all. I've got a Cavalier open eventually. And most, look how many solos I got. I'm flooded in solos. But at this stage, I'm looking at just waiting to 1,000,000. Just why not, you know? Why not? I'm so high up as it is right there. Now let's take a little bit of a look on my profile account. We will see that I have a new profile picture than I had last time you all saw. That's from the 100% Abyss, that little Grandmaster looking dude. We'll see some of the pictures. Got a whole batch of them. I'm not really into profile pics, to be bluntly honest, so don't really deal with them. We will see my top 4 showing on over here. See my prestige of 10,806. I don't do prestige rank ups or sig stuff, so not super high, but also sure not super low. See my stats. I've been a little slower on arena than I was for quite a while. You won't see a huge increase in that. I still hit some milestones, but honestly, I spent a lot of time on the videos, and I've kind of supplemented a lot of my grinding time on videos, but we'll find a nice balance on that at some point. Show my masteries. I go back and forth between suicides a lot. I'm currently off suicides. Take a quick look here. All these are kind of basics on the left. Moving on forward, we will see despair maxed out. I got the wounds maxed out, and these are going to be based on preferences, based on champs I normally use. There is no one-size-fits-all mastery thing. I do have some videos on masteries. Take a look, but it depends on who you use. I like Assassin Max because at endgame contact, these health pools are so high that makes a big difference, in my opinion. Lower content might not be as needed. See, I'm not much of a defense person, although I've been using a lot of parry heavy type of champs these days, between Magneto or Colossus or Hyperion and several of them. But I have maxed this out for those purposes, but that's really mainly all I got in defense. Then on proficiencies, we'll see on the ones on the left are fairly basic. I do like this one. Gives me longer time, especially for some champs. It lets me get extra hits in on some of the ones like Doom or Magneto, and some of the ones who rely on some of the some of the stunning. Mystic Dispersion, I use quite a lot of Mystics as well. So those are my masteries. Now moving on over to inventory. Let's look at my cat. I just did a few rank ups very recently, including the Guardian, also a Red Guardian, also an R2 Sasquatch, so I pretty much depleted my good inventory anyway. But they go up pretty quick with Glory from AQ. We'll also look at my Voice on T5C. No, we're close on a Cosmic. Not close on a Mutant. Very hard to get unless you buy the offers, which I don't buy those. I know we're close on Science. T5 Mystic, I'm about halfway there, give or take, to 1. And on Skill, nowhere close. Tech, I'm about halfway there, which for sure I would go highly likely if I did that. Also on T2A, once again, because of some recent rank ups. And now let's go ahead and look at my stash. my items. See all kinds of random weird things in here. Don't even look at most of this. We will see I have a 6-star Awakening gem I have not used. However, if I are through my ghost, most likely will use that. I have 2 generic 5-star ones that I've had since last year. Haven't used. Literally, I've had them over a year long, both of them. I have a Cosmic Awakening gem. I used my Tech 5-star recently just to dupe him. I have a Mutant. I'm most likely going to use a Namor when I'm getting ready to rank him up. I have a Skill. And I have a couple Science. I've a lot of Science. I've used several Science in the past. And we'll see some of my stash items over here. Once again, why I don't open up a lot of my crystals. I'm maxed out on so many things. And let's see, I'm saving some SIG. I haven't used any 6-star SIG on anything, so every one I've got from whatever way, every content, whatever it is, I've saved here for when I'm ready to use them. And there we go. That pretty much concludes everything I can think of showing y'all. I'm hoping you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping you enjoyed the 1000 special edition, subscriber special edition. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of talk, a little bit of story time. I appreciate all of your support. I hope you enjoy the channel. If you do, please continue to support. It's greatly appreciated. Doesn't grow, get better, continue without all of that support along the line. Again, thank you so much, everybody.